We're live on YouTube.
All right. Sorry, I'm still looking at my screen because it says it's still setting up.
That's okay.
All right. Hi, everyone.
We're live on YouTube.
Right.
Oh, it's echoing back.
Still looking at my screen because it says it's still setting up.
That's okay.
I wonder how everyone to change.
Have you got anything open on it? Because it's echoing back.
Oh, you know what? It's my speaker. Hello, can you hear me? Trisha?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. It was echoing back, but it's okay now. It's cool.
Yeah, I had my speaker on. Sorry. Anyways, I have Trisha G, the numerologist, here with me tonight. I'm so excited to have her and to have some chat about the life path number 9. I'm a life path number 9, and also Trisha. So welcome, Trisha. Welcome to my channel.
Thank you. I feel like I'm in space, and you're like, look like you're in your home, and I'm in outer space or something.
Oh, because the background.
It wasn't meant to be till the new year, but everybody likes it so much, and I do. I've got a Christmas one underneath, but I love this one.
Yeah, I like it. It's very wintry looking.
Yeah, and it's like got star. You can't see all of it. It's stars, there's the moon, and it's.
Yeah.
I just love it. Yeah.
Yeah, so, you're out there in space.
Yeah, I'm very mercurial.
Yes, I'm looking at the chat and see who's here. Ransom, Joe, Rainbow White. Hi, Sarah L. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody. A few people I've not seen before. Rainbow White. Hi. A few of your friends will be new.
I'm gonna see if I can change the view. Okay, there. I like it better like that. Can you see now, like both of us?
Yeah, I can now. Yeah, I like that better.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I could see the two of us anyway, but on the on YouTube it's got us both side by side now, so that's good.
I'm trying to look for okay, here we go. For the chat, I like to see the chat on my phone.
Yeah, that's what I do. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Joe.
So how should we start? Well, maybe why you don't explain about what is it to be a life path number 9, so everybody knows, and then we can pick up from there.
Yeah, because both Anna and I are life path number 9s. I have lots of friends. So 9s seem to be drawn to me, or I'm drawn to them. Like I seem to have, say, when you just first spoke to me, we sort of clicked straight away, I think, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I felt really comfortable talking to you, like, right away.
Yeah, and that's what I often find, and perhaps other life path numbers that are the same feel the same way. But life path number 9s, obviously that's made up, so anybody that doesn't know, that's from your full date of birth. So for me, it's the 19th of June, 73. You add up all the digits and you reduce it down to single digit. So for me, it's a 9. And for Anna, it's a 9 as well. Now, you can be a 27-9, you can be a 36-9. So there's different, there's slight, when you go deeper, differences. I can't remember whether you're a 27-9 or a 36-9. But that's
I'm March 28, 85.
March 25, 85. So that's 10, 18. I think I was trying to work that out in my head. I think you're a 36-9 as well.
I think you said that before. March 28.
Oh, 28. Yeah, I was thinking there's a few digits missing there. So yeah, I think I'm pretty sure you're a 36-9 myself. So when you hit age 36, it'll be quite a significant age for you. That's something not everybody talks about, where you can break it down. So for me, it was when I found numerology and went self-employed or went professional. So it was quite a big turnaround for me. But 9s are the path will lead. It's the challenges. It's not necessarily your like we have a personality number, expression number. There's so much to numerology. But your life path number is the most important one. It's the path you're going to lead in this life. So for 9s, it's, if you think Mother Teresa, Gandhi, people like that, we our path is partly to be of service to others. Now, you don't have to go down the religious route, and you don't have to go and be the next Mother Teresa, but like Elvis Presley, Bob Marley, people like that. In fact, Elvis Presley was a 999. So he was very, he was very, I don't feel he was living, and that was part of the problem, his true path. He wasn't able to, but he would be able to speak his message through his music. But we're here to serve the masses. So you getting on YouTube, you're like 3s, 5s, and 9s are particularly more the stage people or in the public eye. So you getting on YouTube and, doing what you're doing or interviewing other people, spreading the word for other people. So it's more of what you do for other people. And I'm not saying that you're a doormat or anything like that, but it's like you're being of service to others. Yeah. So if you think Louise Hay, do you know about Louise Hay, who recently died? Did you ever hear of her? No. Well, I found Louise Hay when I went for counselling. We're just explaining about a few things for the show. I went for counselling after I left my ex-husband, and she was the wrong type of counsellor. Never been to counselling before, and she offered me this book, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. It was the best thing she did for me. And this lady, when I did a numerology years later, is a life path number 9. So she went on to heal herself from cancer, cervical cancer, I believe it was, without any medical intervention. This is a classic number 9. And then years later, she was a model, and in time, she went on to create Hay House Radio, Hay House Publishing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard about Hay House Radio. Yeah.
Yeah. So she was the founder of Hay House Radio, Hay House Publishing. So think of all those people that she helped get out into the public and get their work out there, get their books out there, get their car. Yes, she had many books herself, but it was a place for other people. And she lived to be 91? Yeah, she got cancer. That's awesome. Yeah, and she'd got cervical cancer at quite a young age. And she healed it and it was through sexual abuse. There's a theory that especially when we get cancer down below, it can be, and I'm not saying, I don't want to scare anybody that's been through it, doesn't mean you're going to get cancer down below, but it can. Right. That's where it usually manifests. Right,
because that's where the violation or whatever happened. Yeah, the trauma.
Yeah, so she'd been sexually abused, I believe, I think it was a stepfather, but don't quote me because it's so long since I've read the book. I need to read, one of her books again, really. But she was molested, sexually abused. I mean, there was one. So she healed herself through, juicing, meditations, affirmations, getting rid of toxic people out of her life. She had to clean up her life. And that's why it was called You Can Heal Your Life. So when she cured herself of cancer with no medical intervention, she said, give me 6 months, and she cured it.
Yeah. Yeah. I looked into that kind of stuff, and I know there's cure for cancers, for sure.
Yeah.
Natural way.
And if you think, I know somebody, I'm not going to name her, but a very good friend of mine, her mother's now got it back for the 3rd time, breast cancer.
Oh, God.
So it shows, and this is no judgment, but clearly whatever was the root trauma has not healed, because it keeps coming back and keeps, they keep cutting it away or whatever, or it keeps coming back.
Have she got any radiation or chemo or anything like that? Because also that, like, a side effect is getting cancer. So it's like...
Yeah,
that's why they go in remission for a while, and then they get it again.
Yeah, she was in remission. We've just found out the other day. Well, I found out it's now all across like here, and she's not not elderly. She's my friend's a lot younger than me. But that's a classic example of like a reoccurring. They go into remission and then it comes back. And it's no judgment of the lady, because obviously, but it shows that nothing's changed, maybe in her mindset or her fears or whatever the trauma was.
Yeah, we need to heal inside too.
Yeah, I mean, in Germany, they've done a lot of work on breast cancer, the theory behind why we get breast cancer. And it depends if it's the left or the right, and it can be to do with trauma with children, not blaming children, but trauma like in violent relationships, or
really, wow,
trauma with children. And it depends on which side that you get it. There's some really good, they're on YouTube. But it was a German lady talking about it. It was really fascinating because it makes me think, why do some people get it, some women get it and others don't?
Yeah. Well, also certain procedures. I forgot, mammogram. Is that yeah? Instead of supposedly helping to check it and stuff, that force, it actually makes supposedly makes us a side effect of actually causing breast cancer.
Well, my mother, when obviously my mother's like this, I can always remember her going for a mammogram. She said it was so painful. It literally like squashes
I know, it's like so violent.
Yeah. There must be a better way.
Yeah, it's sick. Yeah, but it makes sense that, you know, whatever area you suffer trauma, if you don't heal, and I'm not saying like the body heals, but I'm saying like the inner work that you need to do to heal yourself from whatever you went through. If it's not healed, it will manifest over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, like with my father, it was heart disease. You know, had a triple heart bypass in his 50s, and then needed another one again 20 years time. You know, so yes, it gave him 20 years more life, but it was reproducing the same problem.
Yeah,
it's interesting because he's a 5, and I seem to see a lot of, not scaring anybody that's a 5 out there, but I seem to see that a lot with 5s about the heart.
My father-in-law actually passed away this past May from heart. He had a heart transplant, but I guess his body rejected it, and other organs starting to shut down and stuff. So I wonder what life path was he.
I'll look at it sometime if you like, but that's that's tough. I'll get back to the 9s thing in a minute, but I'm going to start doing some research on the different because certain life patterns seem to manifest certain illnesses like fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue and things like that.
You were saying, I forgot, maybe I was on your live feed, and when you did my dog's name.
Oh yeah.
You said about skin allergies and stuff. And
number 2 or 11. Yeah.
He big time. He has, and I'm sure it's the same for humans. So I'll be curious to know.
Yeah, because my cat that I had that was a 2, he could only eat dry food. You know, he just couldn't eat normal cat meat because his tummy would just be really off. He was really sensitive. It was cute, but you know, when cats jump and they're usually quite nimble and agile, he used to just jump and be like a sack of spuds landing on the floor.
Wow. Yeah, my cat is like that, but it's because he's a fat cat.
Oh,
he's 30 pounds. He's 30 pounds, so he can't really jump.
So there's no tumor or anything inside him?
No. Every year he gets blood work, and you know, the vet every year he's like, oh no, he's diabetic for sure this time. And he's not diabetic. His thyroid is fine. So he's just a big cat. And I don't feed him like unlimited food all day. Like that's not, I give him like a bowl like maybe this big once a day. And that's it. And diet food from the vet is like for his metabolism or whatever.
I bet people assume that you overfeed him, seeing him so big, won't they?
Automatically, But I also researched that it had to do also that they neuter him when he was really young. He was like 2 months or something. I got him from the pound, and they neuter him. So when he was a little kitten. So I'm sure that has something to do with it too.
Okay, yeah, could do. Yeah, bless him. But going back to the number 9, so a life path number 9, so they're here to be of service to others. Some do go down, because like Wayne Steiger is also a number 9.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's got the exact, I know bang on about it, he's got the exact date of birth as me. He's a number 9.
I think I heard you guys the other day, you said the numbers are the same as yours.
In fact, I thought we had 4, but we have 5 numbers the same out of 7. our maturity numbers the same. It's crazy. And so they can be of service, like they can become priests or nuns, like Mother Teresa was obviously a nun. So they can go down that route. I've never been a religious person or into religion. I was quite not anti or against, I just questioned everything about the Bible and all that stuff.
I was raised, born and raised Catholic, but later I branched out from Catholic to Christianism. And then, but I always question things. Some things from the Bible did not make sense to me. And like, if you asked, it was frowned upon, and the Bible is the truth. And, you know, but eventually I just left that behind. And I feel actually closer to God now that I don't practice any religion.
Yeah, same here. Like I always questioned it. So number nines can be like, they can go down the religious route. They can make great politicians, but when I say politicians, because I'm not into politics, they're usually positive, you know, the humanitarians, they want to do the good, but you don't really see them getting, you know, actually our mayor of England was the mayor of London, sorry, he had the same birthday as me as well, which I wasn't impressed by, and life path number 9. So they can go into politics, but you don't really see them, you don't hear of them becoming prime minister, or, you know, they often become activists, but it's all, they care about humanity. So like a life path number 6 is the house, the home, the family. They want to love their family, whereas us 9s, it's like we want to love the world. We're here to spread. And this is what a lot of people don't always understand. We care about humanity. Yeah,
definitely. That's also something that I feel. I want to help. Like, I want to help people. I want people to be happy.
And I've always felt that from a child, not even knowing I was a number 9. You know, I knew nothing about numerology consciously, but I was very much into wanting to save children and, you know, especially abused children. I just had the sense for children that weren't being looked after properly. And it always seemed to be young boys for some reason, not in a weird way, but there was just the dynamics in my parents' friends circle. They had young boys, and I always thought I want to take them home and look after them. That I just, even at age like 9, I felt, or 10, that they weren't being looked after properly.
Yeah, I was always taking care of my my little cousins and stuff, even when I was little, because I'm the youngest one of my mom's side of the family, the youngest one of the cousins. So instead of playing with my cousins, I play with their kids.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I felt the need of nurturing. I want to nurture people.
Yes. Yeah.
Give out love.
But it's like, you know, it's more than just in the family. It's like on a bigger scale.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think that's why I feel so, I want to do this kind of work. I want to help people. I want to be able to, you know, put my little 2 cents in this world.
Yeah. Also, they make a lot of the, you know, like you think, like I said before, Elvis Presley, Adele in the UK, she's one of the highest paid singers.
Oh, I love Adele.
Yeah, but she didn't go into it for the money. She went into it to, well, I think she sort of got into it.
What life path is she? Do you know?
She's a 9.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
no wonder why I liked her so much.
Yeah, that's why I was naming her, and I love her music. And
wow.
I think she was found on YouTube or something like that. Don't quote me, I could be wrong. But she's healing people through her voice. You know, she's a Taurus number 9, Taurus in Western astrology. So that's why she's very Venus-like.
Yeah, and I feel like with her, whatever she went through with her relationships, all the hardship and stuff, she had helped so many more people by just pouring her heart out in songs.
Yeah.
That's what I feel, at least.
So that's her way of helping, without probably realizing she was healing a lot of people. Because I do love her music.
I definitely don't have that gift. I love music. I love there's like the beats of the songs, and but I don't have the gift of singing. I can't sing.
I can't sing. I can't paint or draw. I was a dancer when I was younger, so that was something that
I was a dancer too.
Yeah, I went to
in high school.
I did ballet and tap when I was younger, but
Jazz.
Did you do jazz?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have loved to have done more of that, but I'm not a singer and I'm not a painter. But we can appreciate art,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
it's a very creative life path number. Like 3, 6, and 9s are in the same soul group.
Yeah.
So that's why 6s and 9s usually get on, like I say, or 3s and 9, 3, 6, and 9s usually get on.
Yeah. Yeah. I am creative, but I can't draw. Like I can paint, but I can't draw for some reason.
Yeah.
But like you said, I mean, I appreciate that art, that form of art. Like I would like to go to a museum or whatever.
I can be creative. I think more about thinking about house decoration, or like doing things, you know, making a house look nice. What do you call it?
Let me ask you this. Are you also creative in finding, or not finding, but like problem solving? Like do you find unique ways of solving whatever issue, problems?
Yeah, if I look back and think the things that have happened, even in the last, well, say if I just go in the last 8 years to do with family stuff, when I look back, I just think, how on earth, like when I started my business, you know, I had family members that were doing everything in their power to stop me, because they didn't, even though they were into this sort of thing, they just didn't want me doing it.
Oh, wow.
So this is a battle number 9 as well. We often, there's huge forgiveness of family. And yeah, you could say all life path numbers have this, but there's a big thing about number 9s and family, and it can often be abandonment issues where we're physically abandoned or emotionally abandoned, but not just a little bit. It's like, I think mine was a mixture of both. I was sent to boarding school when I was 12, which was huge abandonment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But I didn't click till I was older. Like, wow, like that was just like, you might as well, it's like been adopted or fostered, you know?
Yeah.
And that, I hear that a lot, that sort of thing. A lot of 9s often go in the military, the police, things like that. Where was I going with the 9s thing before that? Lost my train of thought then.
I do that all the time, Trisha.
Oh, the creative thing it was. Yeah, I've been very creative with coping with adversity.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, with me, it's really weird how, like, when I'm presented with a problem, I seem to like see different ways to solve it. Like if, okay, I'm gonna try this way, and if this way doesn't work, I'm gonna do this. Like all different kind of way. So
yeah, I've been very creative with coping through adversity, I would say. Yeah. And number 9s, it's a very, and I'm not just saying this because we're 9s, but I love the colour purple. I don't know about you. I mean, I'm even out of a purple.
Yeah, I like purple, but my favorite color is turquoise, if you can't tell by
that's
in the back.
Turquoise and purple are my 2 favourite colours, no joke. It's a very regal life path number, and 9s often find it the hardest to find the right partner. And when you do, you really give of yourself. But number 9s can be quite, it's a bit similar to 7s, but 9s can be quite, we don't give our, unless we find that right person, we don't really, people don't really know the depth of us until we meet that right person that we trust with our heart.
Do you think it has to do with like spiritual connection?
I believe so.
Have a spiritual connection with whoever?
Yeah, because if I'm honest, when I was younger, I think it was like, yes, I've been married and he was a number 6. And for anybody out there that's a 9, 6 is probably your best match. It's not set in stone, but for me, my 2 longest relationships have both been 6s.
My husband is a 6.
Yeah, and you were saying before your husband's a 6. And like I was thinking, yeah, another number 6 would be great, but then I need a healed number 6, because obviously when I was younger, you attract who, we were probably on a similar level at some degree, and he had his wounds and I had my wounds. But I think initially it was more based on probably physical attraction. But then I've had Heidi look at his chart, and she said he was a
karmic relationship.
He was karmic, yeah. And I think she's right, because I would never have got my son. You know, some of the things I never questioned getting married. I didn't doubt it. I didn't get cold feet, nothing.
Yeah.
But it didn't mean it was meant to last.
But it resonates with me a lot what you said about like wanting to help or wanting to rescue them in some way. Because also my husband had a really rough childhood.
Right, number 6 are the healers of the family. So I see this time and time again, men or the women, they don't ask to be, but 6 is the healer, the teacher, the counselor, and they're just the healer as a child. I've seen it time and time again. And what can happen is they'll either get abused, like for my ex-husband, it was sexual abuse.
I don't think that's the case with my husband.
No, it's not always the same, but it could be they rescue the mother. Often it can be that they rescue their mother without realizing it. They're like the mother's confidant or making everything right for mum. And I'm not saying anything that's not a secret because my ex-husband has come out, it's public.
Right.
He was taking on, it's just awful, but he was being abused and taking that abuse, that person was abusing him, and he was taking it and soaking it up for the family. Not because he chose to, that's, hopefully no one will take it the wrong way, but I've seen 6s time and time again, women or men, they're not all sexually abused, so I don't want everyone to think that, but I've seen a high percentage of 6 and 9s having that happen to them in childhood, and then it can go on into adulthood. For me, it's happened in both.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
To me, it was in childhood.
Yeah. For me, it was like when I was trying to get away from a situation that was then done to me as and I'm not afraid to speak about it now, and it's
it takes a lot of courage to say that.
But it wasn't over a period of time, but it was just to try and stop me, to try and punish me because I wanted to break away and have a better life.
Yeah.
Then that person that had been abused was carrying the cycle on, you see, there was them abusing.
Yeah, it goes like that until they break the cycle.
Yeah. And that's what got me back on the spiritual path, to be honest with you. That's what led me I went to a counselor because I just couldn't understand what makes a man,
another human,
or human being, treat somebody,
especially to a person that they said they love,
Yeah, how can you inflict such pain and trauma onto somebody, even if they want to leave? If you love somebody, you don't do that to them. And I couldn't understand it.
You want their happiness too.
Yeah, because I could never do that to another human being. So I couldn't understand it. And that's what got me back on the spiritual path that I'd shut down.
And you know what I'm realizing too, being spiritually awakened and in this path or whatever, I noticed that the more I'm connected spiritually, the more I want to pursue my happiness. Like how do I say it? Like it brings a light inside of me and like, okay. Like it makes me realize I need to do things that makes me happy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You need to fill your cup up first, because if your cup's not filled up, then you're going to be of no use to anybody. And it's not been a servant as been like, oh, I'm just going to be used by people. There's a difference.
Right.
You can still serve people, but having boundaries, because a lot of us weren't allowed boundaries, especially if we had traumatic childhoods, and it doesn't have to be physical trauma, it can be emotional trauma where you're not allowed those boundaries, you're not allowed to say no.
And I think that emotional damage is actually, I guess in some ways, a little worse than physical damage, because physical damage you heal, but the emotional is still there, like
nobody can see that.
So
and so for number 9s, I've found in particular, I mean, and I'm not just saying because we are, but these are pretty great people, but it's what they need to do is to learn the boundaries is one big thing. When it comes to money, to know that actually the word money is a number 9, because in numerology most people talk about number 8s, or number 8s are very good at earning money and generating great wealth, but they're they need to be humanitarian as well, because if they're not, they're quite tyrants.
Number 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 9s can generate wealth and money through just going out there, doing their thing, being kind. And it's not saying you're giving everything for nothing in return, but you'll often find that, and it's happened to me, you'll be gifted things, you might be gifted money, you might be left money. I've found as I've got, because of and as well in my astrology, my life is now turning for the better, where like I've gone through some really great, great times, and it was really harsh. And now this end part of my life, which hopefully will go on for some time, is now where things are going to start to blossom. But I've been gifted things that's just really shocked me when, people I've never met have helped.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I had that too before. When I first moved to Reno, I didn't have a place to live, and the lady that I was working with, she offered me her house for free.
Yeah, that's a classic example, and it's through your staying true to yourself and being kind, and and being genuine.
Yeah.
You don't realize, and people have said this to me, is, you don't realize how you've been there for me. I'm like, yeah, but I'm just being me. I'm not doing anything special. Yeah. This is how people will see us, apparently. Somebody said it to me recently, and he said, but when my wife died, you don't realize that, he's an astrologer friend of mine. He says, you don't know how just the chats we used to have and about astrology and things, how that was a huge thing for him. Probably saved him a lot of loneliness. I don't know, because I didn't even know. I knew his wife had passed away, but I didn't know these conversations. I thought we were just talking astrology, numerology.
Yeah.
And he's been very good to me when, but not because I asked, he'd just helped me out.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Let me see what else I wanted to ask you about the life paths, number 9.
Do you want to know the weak side of a number 9?
Yeah, sure. I'm curious.
Because there's all life paths have a positive and they have a strong side and a weak side.
Right.
Now, so anybody that's a number 9 that's unhealed or really damaged, we are ruled by Mars. So it's actually quite it's
explosive.
We can be, if we're on the wrong, on the weak side, and hopefully I'm not in that weak side that often, but I do, I'll be honest, I have my moments, but somebody's got to really betray me to see that side of me. Yeah. But we can be very aggressive, not maybe physically, but, we don't take any rubbish. If somebody really pushes us into a corner, and that's when they get a shock. They'll be like, whoa, I didn't see that coming.
And I think because a lot of people underestimate us, I think, because we like to be nice and help, and a lot of people think that, or may see that as a weakness, but we're not.
But then you get on the wrong side of a number 9, and I mean truly, not just like petty stuff. We can be very aggressive, we can be moody, we can be intolerant, and I know I have my moments when people are pushing my buttons and I can feel very intolerant I'll be honest,
Yeah.
I'm not probably quite at the level of Mother Teresa for, my patience.
Yeah.
I'm better than I was, but it's a war. You think of Mars as like a war energy. Yeah. That's why a lot of number 9s do go in the military.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense. I never wanted to go into anything like that. I don't know. That was just not me. The military or police or
Yeah, because I was when I left the military, I was going to go, my plan was to do 4 years in the Navy and leave and go in the police in the local area where I lived. But I ended up staying longer, and the police thing never happened. But now my son wants to go in the police. I don't know, maybe there's something different in our charts.
I do like investigating stuff though. I don't know if you guys get in the UK a channel, ID channel. It's all about crime and like different shows about criminals and I don't know,
Yeah.
like
We have similar things
to find out who did it and
yeah
stuff like that. I was like addicted to that stuff.
If I watch any telly, it'll be about things like that.
Yeah.
About crime, you know, because my son's doing psychological profiling and criminology, and it's like I want to do this as well.
Yeah. That's very interesting to me. I like that stuff. I know it's kind of weird, but
but we're born very wise, knowledgeable. We can be called the old souls of the world. Yeah. It's like, and it's a very, and I don't just say this because I'm one, but very psychic. Like I know so many number nines that are either numerologists and usually they work as psychics, or there's Lisa. I don't know if you've heard of, what's her surname? Lisa.
Is she from the UK?
She's from the UK and she's in America, and she's quite big in America. And
she lives in America, right? I know who you're talking about. I don't know her last name. She's funny. She's hilarious.
I knew her last name till the other day. She's born the exact same day as me.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So she's a 9. And we're born.
She's very psychic.
I looked up her birth time because it was online, and if it's correct, she was born about 7 o'clock-ish, and I was born at 10:40 in the morning. So we were born about 7 or 8 hours difference, about 70 miles away on the exact same day. And is it interesting? She has gone on, but in a very big way. So that just shows you what is possible for a number 9.
Yeah.
Oh God, I knew her name the other day, and I always remember it, and now it's slipped my mind. Lisa, it'll come back to me.
She's funny, right? She says a lot of jokes on.
Yeah, because she has like a show out there, doesn't she? I've not watched it recently.
Yeah, I forgot. I watched her on YouTube. She was giving a seminar or something, and like she was mixing a lot of comedy with her presentation. It was really funny.
If anybody remembers her name, because I've just put the chat back on, the chat had gone off. Yeah, it's going to bug me about her name now. Lisa, how can I not remember that? If anybody remembers her name, just remind me.
Watch it. I'm going to be looking for it too.
Yeah, because that's going to bug me
now.
I
find it.
Because I was just looking for my Astro twin as a bit of a joke. And I've got, like I say, friends with the same birthday but different year. And then I found her and she's born exactly the same year, everything the same day. And I thought, isn't that interesting that she's gone on to do, she's more mediumistic, I think, isn't she? Or
yes, with the wisdom and the old soul thing, when you were growing up, was people like always drawn to you and asking for your advice, and somehow you knew what to say?
Yeah, I used to attract a lot of people that I found I'd be consoling friends that were being bullied a lot. Yeah. And I would, to a point, stand up for them. And I'm an extremely loyal person. If you're loyal to me, I'm extremely loyal, to the point where if that person is not in the room, not in the conversation, I will have their back.
Yeah,
I'm that type of person.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if they're not even in the conversation, but if somebody's talking smack about somebody that's loyal to me and good to me, I will have their back. I won't just be one of them people to sit back and say, oh, I'll let you.
Yeah, I'm not going to participate, but I listen. Yeah, no.
I'll be like, but I will stick up for that person.
Yeah.
And it's the same with bullies. It's like I've noticed a lot of people when I was younger, I'd be consoling people, especially in boarding school, people that were bullied or were feeling very homesick, and I didn't realise, but I found out as an adult, people used to say to me, oh, you were so popular, weren't you? And I'm like, was I? I just thought I was like middle, I thought it was, I wasn't in the big top clique that, that I have in schools, but I wasn't in the loners, but I thought I was in the middle. And apparently other people saw me very different, but I don't think I didn't see myself that way.
Right.
I wanted to be everybody's friend.
I just know that I always had friends come to me to ask me advice or questions, or like they're curious to see my point of view or how I will think about whatever situation might be. So
yeah, I often got boyfriends like coming to me for advice about what was going on with the girlfriend, even as like late teens, early 20s, like I'd find they'd come to me for advice, like, how they can fix it. And I wonder
if that's something that I want, I wonder if that's something like maybe the soul, like recognize your soul as an old soul that knows
Yeah.
things. You know what I mean?
I mean, I didn't think about it when I was younger, but now I do think it's like maybe people are just, they must see us differently to what we see ourselves, because I don't go around seeing myself like that.
Yeah.
But it's like people must just see us, and it's not an ego thing, but see, like, they
No.
must be drawn to it like a magnet, you know,
Yeah.
this, we're giving off this frequency or something.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I want to see what's going on in the chat. I'm curious. Oh, there's Nis and Bright Celtic Moon and Seven Serpents.
Google Gremlins fiction. Hi, everybody.
Oh, and Mrs. Seven Serpents too. Cool.
So we've got any other number 9s in the room? Does anybody know their life path number? Are they number 9?
Oh, hi, Balance.
It's quite interesting. Have you got any children, Anna?
No, but I desire greatly to be a mother. Like,
okay.
ASAP.
Because
I work with kids, actually.
Yeah.
I was a preschool teacher for 9 years.
Yeah.
And
because
since little, I always playing with baby dolls, and I told you I used to take care of my cousin's kids, even when I was little, like when I was a little girl.
Yeah. Because I was just thinking of the life path when you're a mother and the children, because my son, he's got a life path number that's alien to me. It literally 4s and 9s are alien to each other. But we have other numbers that do go together. Like we've got, you know, when it comes, because we've got 7, I talk about 6 core numbers, but there's your maturity number that I don't really talk about. Up until going on YouTube and going on all the shows, most people I read for just really, you know, I get the cards that they want to know, is their ex-boyfriend coming back? And there's no just, you know, they want to know all the questions, or they want to know the pen, you know, I've got my pendulum here. I was using this earlier for the first time. They'll want the pendulum, the cards, they'll want the compatibility, but they're not really bothered, I don't think, how I get to that compatibility, as long as, you know, whatever I say to them. But since coming on YouTube and going on all the shows, Heidi, Rex, you know, yourself, DJ, Wayne, Jeff, loads of people want to know, they want to go deeper, you know, that, and it's good because I'm going into the bits that people never usually want to touch.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I bet it's interesting to you because you can always keep learning new things.
There's so much that I don't talk about, and then somebody, because I'm offering a special offer, and I can offer it to your subscribers, where when I went on with Wayne, the full numerology profile that's 38. You've got yours, haven't you?
Yeah, I had mine.
Yeah,
I have mine.
So I was offering, that's normally $44, I think it works out. So I was offering it for $22 till the end of the year.
Yeah, because you want to get back. I heard that. I saw you on Wayne's show.
Yeah. So and loads of people have booked in. I mean, one lady's ordered one for everybody in her family.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. Where was I going with that? But it's
and
then people. Sorry, go on. Ah, she's frozen. It's still live on YouTube. It's frozen. Anna's frozen. Help. Hopefully this will. Anna's frozen, people. Do you think she'll unfreeze?
Okay.
Ah, you've unfrozen. I was like, Anna's frozen.
we were both frozen, I guess.
Right, can you say it again? It went really slow then. It went like, ooh, slow motion. Ah, Anna's frozen again. Maybe Shevan's connection.
Wow. We slow time.
Sorry, I'm not hearing you very well. It's breaking up.
And it's frozen.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The gremlins are in.
Yes.
Hopefully it'll clear.
It must be my internet connection.
Yeah. What was we saying just a minute ago before the gremlins got in? Oh yeah, about the profiles. Yeah, so they're I can put it in the thing after, but if they email me at trishaguk@gmail.com.
Yeah, because even on my I think we're fine now.
Hopefully it'll catch up in a minute.
I'm still frozen on my can't tell.
It's just gone really slow, your end.
I wonder if it's my connection.
It could be. Do you have really fast internet where you are?
I do, but you know, I think I need to get a Wi-Fi booster because I'm using Wi-Fi on my computer instead of the Ethernet cable,
right?
Or something.
Cable, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Because I'm near the
sometimes. Are you using Wi-Fi too?
Yeah, but luckily where we are, it's like something like 70 Mbps, and where we used to live, we were lucky if we got 9, and it's like 70 here, and it's like heaven.
Wow. Seven Serpent said, I summoned the spirit of House Cat to chase away the gremlins. Yes.
We need Maska to chase away the gremlins. She's
yes.
Off the gremlins. Thank you, Rick.
Hey, Scratch. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie. Oh, Lisa Williams. That's it. Thank you, Debbie.
Yes.
How are your rods, Trisha? My rods are here. Never
so
far
how do you
away.
like your rods?
Yeah, I love them. Took a little bit getting used to it first because you've got to be really careful with these because I like smacked myself in the head and I like
oh my gosh,
it wasn't my eye. And I got
That's
like
awful.
it bruised my head. So when you're holding them, be careful when they're swinging about if you do get them because I hit myself. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it would have been if it had gone in my eye. That would have been quite sore.
Heidi said that she had to like at first they weren't working for her, and then she had to like sleep with the rods and
sleeps with us.
Pass through the, you know. Was it like that with you? At first they were not responding, or they were all?
No, they were responding. But then I've used a pendulum for probably 8 years. So the only thing I found was there was a bit like they'd swing about a lot. So I was trying to keep them.
Oh, no.
I was trying to keep them sort of just not from swinging wildly because they were like just flailing all over the place at first. So our connection's gone. Come on, YouTube, internet, work good for Anna. Debbie looked it up. Thank you, Debbie. I knew like
sucks.
Do you sleep with them like Heidi? No, I don't sleep with them like Heidi.
Yeah, it's the internet.
I'll just answer some of these questions while we're waiting for your internet to hopefully sort itself out. Hi, Bright Moonlight. No, I don't sleep with my rods. Hopefully Anna's... maybe Anna needs to come back, go out and come back in again.
Hello.
Can hear you.
Hello, Trisha.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me? I can't see you.
No, I can't see you.
Oh, you can you see me?
No.
Oh, I'm gone.
You've gone completely.
This webinar is now. Hold on 1 second.
Hold on, folks. Anna will be back. She's back. She's coming back. Well, she's got a grey screen. The joys of technology. We're going to be in Mercury retrograde till the 22nd of December, and then we're going to be in the shadow for the rest of this year. I think it goes fully... We could blame Mercury retrograde. I don't know if it's that or...
God.
Oh, she's back. You're back.
No, you can't see me, right?
Can now. It's catching up.
Okay, yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. Anna, do you have a virtual shield? It really helps. What's the virtual shield?
Yeah, what is that? I don't know.
Debbie, what's the virtual shield? Is this what Rex talks about?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Mercury retrograde. I mean, in Vedic astrology, I've got loads of Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. And
I have my moon in Gemini.
do you? Okay.
Yeah.
In Vedic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. In regular, I have Cancer moon.
Right. And I have Aquarius in Western and Capricorn moon in Vedic. But I have lots of Gemini planets in the 11th house. So I'm very Gemini-like, which I think is more me than Western astrology.
Okay, on my screen, I only see you on my not on my phone, on my screen, on my
You're on mine.
Okay, that's weird then. Maybe it's lagging or something. I don't know.
Probably lagging, yeah. It helps protect your VPN, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I can't get online without it. So Debbie says she can't get online without it. I was using it before everyone started promoting it. It's a virtual private network. It masks your IP address. Okay.
Cool. I have to check into it because where my office is located in my house, I can't plug the computer with the internet cable. It has to be Wi-Fi.
Right. Interesting.
And the only thing I can do is apparently get some Wi-Fi booster. So I think I'm gonna end up doing that.
Yeah, you're really like.
Can you hear me, Trisha?
I can hear you, but you've frozen, so I don't know. Oh, you're moving again now. Really helps with trolls too, Trisha. Debbie, you're gonna have to tell me more about this VPN because I haven't, unless my son can help me. My son will probably know. I'll ask him first. Scratch has used a VPN for years up until a couple of weeks back. My IP was in Russia. Well, what happened to me actually last year? I was getting hacked. My email address was getting hacked. I think for the first time ever. Then my bank got hacked, and my bank's never been hacked in 40. Well, I'm 44 now, but it happened when I was 43. Never in 43 years have my bank got hacked.
Oh my gosh.
My emails were getting hacked, my bank, it was like everything all at once. And I went on the computer and it was saying people are accessing it from all over the world. But what I found out is you can mask your IP address and you could be down the road pretending to be in America.
Oh, wow.
You can change your IP address to make it look like you're in America.
Wherever you want in the world. But you can be next door. Mm.
So I thought it was someone in America. There was all different countries. There was China even, I think, at one point, or somewhere in China.
But I wonder why you were targeted so many times. Like if something was like a weak VPN or like.
Well, it's interesting because I've checked my emails now and it's not happening. But like I had my suspicions. We in between moving out from my mother's to where we are now. We were sharing a house with other people. We were sharing. I had my own internet line, but we were sharing at times. The 2 internet lines were being shared at different times. Okay. And they said that it's a prime target if you're sharing the internet with other people in another home. I didn't want to start pointing fingers, but how do you know it's not one of those people in that house?
Right. Yeah, I'll be paranoid.
And that's when it happened. When I was in a shared house, it wasn't happening before then.
Yeah, that's kind of odd. The coincidence, you know?
Yeah, I had my suspicions, but I didn't want to believe it was true because it would have been, and it was somebody who was pretty good with computers.
Oh, yeah. Then
not pretty good, very good at computers, and I was like,
Makes you think.
Yeah, it made me think, but I was like, oh God, I don't want to believe that's true, you know?
Yeah, that actually scares me. In the UK, do you guys have like social security numbers and stuff like that people steal sometimes? Or
yeah, we call it a national insurance number, but it's the same thing, I think.
Yeah, that's scary. That scares me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's all sorts of scams here. People are having, like probably is in America, fake passports, fake driving license. they pay people to have. I mean, I don't know anybody that's got that, but
Yeah.
they'll pay people to get them a fake ID, you know, or people.
Yeah, it's really popular here that in when you're a teenager. Because you need to be 21 to drink or to go to clubs or whatever.
So you can see, but you know, this is like adults just getting fake passports and driving license and scamming people, even fake like doctors' letters, faking those, and then faking getting, you know, benefits. So it looks like a doctor has signed you off ill when it's.
Yeah, I don't think that happens too much here that I know of, at least.
Maybe
but in Mexico, it's like that.
Because probably because your health system's different out there, whereas it's free here, apart from if you go private.
Yeah. In the US, yes.
It's probably harder to fake it in America.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure people do it. Actually, for a while, I was working with a hand surgeon. I was a medical assistant. And the girl that was before me, she got in trouble because she was using the prescription from the doctor and giving it to her boyfriend, and he was like a pillhead.
Right. So
she got in trouble. But I mean, I'm sure it is possible. They can't do it, but not as possible.
Yeah. Apparently cleaners are stealing. I've seen a program about it. Cleaners are stealing the doctor's notepad, medical pad, and probably prescriptions as well. And they're just...
Yeah, there's ways, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, it blew my mind. I was like, wow, that people do this. And I couldn't sleep at night.
Yeah, I know. You're conscious like that. That's terrible. In Mexico, it's different, though, because in Mexico, it's so corrupt. It's so sad, actually. It's so corrupt that you pay the people in the government not to make you a fake ID. Like, it will be a real one, but you paid you know what I mean? You pay off. It's sad.
So are you from Mexico originally then?
Yes. Yeah. I was born and raised there, and I moved here when I was 15. So now I've been here in the U.S. longer than I lived in Mexico.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, don't take me wrong. I love Mexico. I love the culture, the history. There's, you know, the people. I love my family. But I don't know if I could go back and live there.
Yeah, I hear it can be quite...
I feel 100% safe here.
Quite, yeah. I'd imagine you're more safer where you are now than... and
also, well, I know in the UK it's different too, but like the gun laws are very strict in Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, they are here. You're not allowed guns. I mean, people do have them for hunting and stuff, but you're supposed... For most guns, you're supposed to have a license. You just can't carry guns.
Right.
I can't imagine what that is like. And I've been in I've been in the military.
Yeah.
You can't just walk around with a gun here. You'd be like...
Yeah, I mean, that's the same in Mexico.
Yeah. It's very strict here on guns. You know, you've got to have, and if you do have...
But the bad guys have the guns. So it's like, you know.
And it's same with like drugs here. I mean, yeah, there are... It's obviously illegal to have any drugs, but it's...
So there's no medical marijuana use for medical, nothing.
No, not that's really? Legalized yet. I think it'd come in America first before it comes here.
Like a test run?
I don't know of anybody that's on it from... I mean, I've heard of people with MS and things doing it, but they're not getting it through medical.
Okay, so yeah, it's probably not legal. You don't think that the UK is ready for that? At least just for medical reasons.
I feel it's you know, for medical reasons, for people for that, I think it should come.
Yeah.
The problem is, like, my son's like 19, so I get to hear a lot of... Just across the park, there's a park across from there, and they even caught somebody the other week or throughout the summer that was doing drug dealing, and I'm thinking, that's literally just...
Right around...
And I'm not naive to think it doesn't go on. It's literally just across the road.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, you know, and I know it goes on. I'm not naive. But it's just... It was
really close to home.
It's very close to home, and it's got cheaper. It's so cheap to buy drugs in the UK, and I mean the harder stuff as well.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, what do you mean? Like, what do you consider?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know anybody, and again, I just don't have friends that do heroin or anything like that I know of. Like things like heroin and
Is meth over there a big?
I think it's done, but I think we're not in a city, probably more in the cities, but what was it, heroin and cocaine I was thinking of. You know, I know people, you know, cocaine.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know the different uses, but I know that I know people in the TV industry that do. I don't know them.
No. Yes. Yeah, that's very popular with famous people.
I know a lot of people that are involved in the TV in this country, or even in music, and a lot of them are doing it, and it's to them it's just like normal. And I was like quite naive because I was thinking like, it's to keep them going. Yeah, I'm not subscribed, but it keeps them going.
Yeah, and it's highly addictive. So
yeah, but then I'm doing readings for people that are like really, maybe really good at their job, maybe, you know, I know people that, you know, mix in with what we would call the stars, you know, big films. And when you hear what some of them are doing, you know, it's like, whoa, you know, doing the cocaine and smoking weed or whatever is like nothing to that, you know, it's more the cocaine and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we're talking some big TV, like film stars. I'm not going to name any names.
I'm sure. And also, I think there's people that are more susceptible to addiction than others, because there's people that can just do it and stop it whenever they want or not, you know, but other people that have addictive personalities, I think that's when the problem can be, because it just takes their life.
Yeah, because I've tried smoking and I can take it or leave it. I mean, I wouldn't even touch it now, but I have tried it when I was younger and I could take it or leave it. You know, I'd have maybe a cigarette with a drink, but I didn't do it every day. But number 9s do have to watch for addiction, actually, because if you think like Elvis, you know, Whitney Houston was a 9 as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I don't drink alcohol anymore because, like, I never really liked it. Yeah. But every time I will drink, like on a social occasion, I will overdo it because I will not know when to stop. And then I will be so sick, so sick. And so I just, you know, I didn't like the way it made me feel. You know, I didn't like blacking out because I will be blacking out sometimes. Did that ever happen to you? Blacking out for drinking?
Not to that point. I don't think I've ever been drunk to that point. Like now, like I can have alcohol but I don't get to the point of getting really drunk. When I was younger, like in the military, like we had our times of getting absolutely, I always knew what I was doing though. I was never to the point of blackout, but I've seen people, I think I just don't like the feeling of feeling out of control. Yeah, that's the thing. And I really like to be in control of me. And I didn't like feeling, knowing that I lost control. I didn't know what I was doing. And then the next day, you know, you hear all the horrible stories, the things that you did. And like, oh my gosh, what? Like, so it's not worth it for me. So I don't drink alcohol. I mean, I still will drink alcohol, but there's only really wine and lemonade or vodka and lemonade. Apart from that, I don't like anything else. You know, I can't drink like whiskey or brandy or anything like that. Anna's froze. Into a 6-pack a day. I'm just going to read some of the comments while Anna's frozen. I will sip wine. What's that saying? I will sip wine every blood moon. I have problems with drugs too, mostly sleeping pills and painkillers. I feel for scratch. Yeah, sleeping tablets. They do work, but not me. Anna's frozen. Can you hear me, Anna? I don't even crave it. I don't want it. Like I said, I never liked. Yep, we froze. Yeah, you're frozen on that. I'll just wait for it to come back. Balance within. Oh, you're back. Yeah. Balance within her brothers are 9. Wait, what? I was just reading some of the comments while you got while you were frozen. Balance within her brothers are 9, and she said he likes to drink. Yeah. I'm a 76 fire dragon and I smoke cigs and Mediherbs. That's Rick Delaney. I mean, I guess any life path number could be addictive, but there's some that are more prone. Fives are the most prone to addictions. My father was a five. They're the most prone. But I've noticed nines have to be really careful, because if you think of some of the famous nines like Whitney Houston and Elvis, that I'm always using as an example. I mean, Bob Marley, I don't know, that I can't remember how he died.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. And I like Bob Marley.
I'm not really into his music, but I know he's a nine.
I like his music.
There's loads that are, and loads of actors, actresses, models that are number nines.
Oh yeah, isn't that a thing? Because I was watching videos before we were gonna do this about life path number 9, and a lot of actors come out from life path number 9, right?
I think, yeah, there's one that's just come to me. He's just been in the new Blade Runner film. Oh, what's his name? Not Ryan Gosling. My names are slipping through tonight. The older guy.
Which one?
He was in Star Wars, Han Solo in Star Wars. How can I not remember?
I don't know Star Wars stuff.
God, names just slip in my mind.
Maybe they can say in the chat.
He's one of my favorite actors. Now, can I not remember his name? And it's gonna Ryan Gosling, and he's married to. Oh, come on, brain's Somebody's trying to get in my brain. How can I not remember? Harrison Ford.
Thank you, Mrs. Serpent.
Thank you. God, I'm not my brain. I'm usually really good with names. Harrison Ford's number 9.
I'm not.
And he's married to I forget her life path number actually.
Do you know the actor Bradley Cooper?
Oh yeah, I love him.
Yeah, I wonder what life path is he. Yeah,
let's have a look. I'm going to Google it. I think I have looked it up before. I liked also. God, names are slipping me tonight. He died. He was in Fast and Furious. Paul Walker.
Oh yes.
He was a 5, like my father.
Oh wow.
Bradley Cooper. Now I have looked at his numbers before because I'm a bit of a geek. I will sit there at night googling people's dates of birth.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, I do. I think we'd have to fight over him because he's pretty hot, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'm not really drawn to, like, the singers that I'm drawn to are 11-2s. Like Adam Levine is an 11-2. I like him.
Yeah.
Let me just have a look. It's going to bug me if I don't. January 5th, 75. So it's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, 1. I thought it was a 1. He's a life path 1. And the other person who I like is George Clooney, and he's the number 1.
Oh, yeah.
1s and 9s usually work well together. More business than... It's not normally a romance connection, a 1 and a 9. They're usually more business.
Is that... That's different from a 9 and an 11?
9 and 11, what do you mean? Sorry.
The compatibility or whatever. You said that 9s and 1s, but I'm wondering 9 and 11 because it also has...
11-2s. Yeah, 11-2s can be good together. My first love was an 11-2. The problem that can happen there is 11-2 wants you for themselves. They want the love between 2 people. Think of a number 2 as 2 people, whereas a 9's love is given to humanity, and 11-2 can find that difficult to cope with. They want them for themselves.
Okay, I see. I was just wondering.
Yeah, so 3s are good with 9s. I hear a lot of people together. I've had a couple of relationships with 3s because I'm a lot older than you.
What's Julie? Julie's a 1?
Julie's a 1.
Yeah. Because you mentioned before that you and her work really well business-wise together.
She's a life path number 1. So they're leaders, not followers. And 9s are leaders, but in a different way. They're more the spiritual teacher.
Yeah.
They can work with another leader, but they don't feel the need that they have to take charge.
Right.
But if you think 1 and 9 has got the full spectrum of the numbers. Anna's frozen again. I'm just going to wait for Anna to unfreeze. We've really got the gremlins in now, haven't we? Life path. I wonder if somebody's sending us. This seems to happen to me. I'm just going to keep talking while Anna's frozen. I do wonder whether a certain gremlin is sending negative energy when I'm going to have a look for some famous Life Path 9s that I don't, because I remember a lot of them. Is she back? I've just remembered a couple more. I'll wait for Anna to come back. I've just remembered some more 9s. There's loads.
Yeah.
Let's free up Anna's. You're still breaking up, Anna.
We're saying.
I'm just going to give a shameless plug while Anna's frozen. So if anybody, just waiting for Anna to come back. Oh, she's back. I was going to do a shameless plug then while you were frozen.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I changed internet. I have two different ones. So I connected to the other one. So hopefully this will work. But if not, I guess we can. Oh, I don't know what I did. Hold on. I can. We can maybe wrap this up.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes, and if it keeps going, then
yeah. If it does it again, I'm just gonna end the meeting.
Yeah.
So just everybody.
Am I all right to just do a shameless plug about them?
Yes, please do. Please.
Just to say, if anybody wants their full numerology profile, they're $22 till the end of the year, and all you need to do is, and I'll put it in the comments after, is email me at trishaguk@gmail.com. They're normally $44, so I'm offering them for 50% off.
Yeah, that's a great.
Till the end of the year, and they're like 38 plus pages long.
Yes, you did mine, and it took me days to go through all of it because it's so much information. So
and I still go back to mine now. Like I say, there's bits that I don't even talk about a fraction of what's in those.
Yeah.
And somebody asked on Wayne's channel, can you do the expression numbers? Can you do this, that, and the other? And I'm like, yeah, but there's no way we can do that in one show. We'd be there all night. We'd be there for days.
Yeah.
We have to break it down. And I am going to start making videos on all the 9s, all the 1. You know, I'm going to. I've got.
I think that would be good. Yeah, I think that you're so busy right now. You don't even have time to do that.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm just so busy that
That's awesome.
Yeah, at the moment I'm doing like the fortnightly prediction thing that's a new thing. Just see how it works. It might end up being a load of rubbish because I've used the tarot cards and each life path number I've done like a little reading for, because you see a lot of people do it with the star signs. So I thought, well, let's just try this, you know.
Yeah.
See if there's something in it. If it's a load of rubbish, then, you know, I won't do it. But I just got this, I have these downloads of ideas, and that's my creative juices coming out, these ideas of videos.
See, you are creative.
Yeah, but just not in a sense that most people think of as in drawing or
Right. So, there's many different ways of creativeness, or however you say that word.
Being creative or creative.
Yes.
But, yeah, I was just, when you went frozen, I was just looking at some of the more famous, like there's 2 more I've remembered, you know, Robbie Williams.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Cuba Gooding Jr., Dustin Hoffman, Anthony Hopkins. I mean, some pretty big names there in acting. Kurt Russell.
Wow.
Bill Murray. You know, these are all big names. Renée Zellweger.
There was one thing I wanted to ask you, and I guess it's not necessary about the life path number 9. And I think you explained it to me before, but I forgot. So if you can tell me again. Because you know the year, I don't know how it works. You say, because you told me that I'm on year 5 and next year it was going to be year 6. And if you can tell me about what year 6 is about and how you come up, or how do you do, or how often do you recycle through whatever numbers?
Okay. So to work out your personal year, you get your day of birth and your month of birth.
Okay.
So for you, what did you say? It was the 28th of the 3rd?
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously you'd add 2 and 8 together and get a 1. And you'd add that to the 3, the March.
Okay.
So you got 4, yeah?
Yes.
So that makes your attitude number. You have to find that out first.
Oh, okay.
So you add the day and the month, whatever that is for you. So for Anna, it's 28 plus 3 will round down to a 4.
Okay.
Then you get the global year. So 2017 is a year 1.
Okay.
And you have to round that down first. So 2 plus 1 plus 7 makes 10, which is a 1.
Mm-hmm.
You always reduce it to a single digit unless it's 11, 22, 33, or 44.
Okay. Those are the master numbers.
Yeah. So if you've got a 10, you just wipe the 0 out and you've got back to a 1. So you add the global year to your attitude number. So 4 plus 1 is 5.
Okay.
So the way I work is birthday to birthday. Some numerologists will work January to January. But because you're born in March, to be honest with you, it'll start to change pretty. It starts to shift within a month or 2 before your birthday.
Okay.
So for you're at the moment in a year 5 till about February, March time.
Okay.
So that can be rapid change, transformation, magnetizing people to you. Well, you're certainly doing that on here. You know, your networking. A number 5 is about networking, speaking, magnetizing. It can be a year you want to move. Not everybody does move, but they might get itchy feet and feel like they want to move. It can be about travel. It can be a chaotic year, very fast-paced year. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, to me, 2017 has been fast. So I'd imagine in year 5, it's probably felt even faster.
Yeah.
There can be times where it feels chaotic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
But for you next year going into year 6, is the house, the home, family. If relationships are good, like your marriage is good, then it can deepen and get even better. Now, for somebody, not saying you, but anybody that's in a year 6, it's not set in stone, but it seems to be a common theme. Is if it's not working, it can break up. I've seen people, they call it the marriage or divorce year, where if it's really that bad, some people do break up in year 6.
Wow.
And it's not to say it's definitely going to be a breakup.
Right.
Because I was single in my year 6, but it's about the house, home, family. For me, and to give an example, my father passed away in my year 6, so my son needed me more. You know, it's more about family stuff for me this time round. Probably the time before, I can't remember. I would have to look back what I was doing in my previous year 6. But a lot of people hear men saying, when we work out the date of birth, oh yeah, I got married and and it turns out they were in a year 6, or I moved in with my partner and they were in a year 6. You might feel like do more about your physical appearance, not that you need to, but it's ruled by Venus, the number 6 year. So it's beautifying yourself, or you might start to go working out more, you might change your appearance, you might beautify your home, or you might want to move home. You might find your perfect home.
Nice. I want to move to Colorado.
So if you want to move, a good year, you might be getting itchy. So you say you want to move, you've probably got itchy feet now, which is quite common in a 5. So a good year, or when you might do it, quite possibly is next year. Nice. But it'll go from birthday to birthday.
Right. So I'll still be on 5 till March.
Well, maybe a little bit before it'll start to change. I would say just observe it. See if it changes before, see if it, for some people, I found I'm in a year 8, and I would say that I felt it really kick in a good few months after my birthday. But for a year 8, it's aiming as high as you can. It's like really going for it, being empowered. And really, I was being more empowered. It might not be a business thing at first, but I was personally being empowered. So in a way, it did fit.
That's cool. So
that's why when people say to me, oh God, you seem like, do you ever sleep? Well, it's a year 8 can be, you're so busy with business, if you've sown the seeds in the previous years, that it is all work and no play, but I'd rather make the most of it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, it's all about embracing whatever it's going on in your life at that time, because if you don't embrace it, then you're going to have a miserable time, you know?
Yeah, because actually thinking back, 2008 we moved, which was in my year 8. So my year 8 last time we moved but it was a big move. We moved 400 miles away. We moved from the situation where I was living back to my family of origin. Yeah, so that's quite interesting.
Yeah. Is there a favorite year that you had found so far that you will say, oh, this year is the...
Oh. So that again, sorry?
Sorry. My question is there a favorite year that you find that you like or that you really enjoy, or or no? They're all different, I guess.
The overall theme can be flat number, but obviously you can move home or find love any year, but it's a stronger theme. Okay. If I think back, my year 1 was when I went self-employed. So at the time, it might have felt, because there was stuff going on with family, I felt, God, this feels really horrible. Yeah, but actually, it was if I hadn't have done it, if those negative, what I perceived at the time was negative, was actually a positive in the long run.
Right.
But the years 2 and 6 are the big love years, potentially.
Nice.
So, yeah, I go into year endings middle of next year, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So we're going to be so I'll be in my life path 9 in a year 9.
Oh, wow.
So it'll be interesting. Because I thought I'd had enough of endings, but endings can be about forgiveness. So maybe I'll do a lot more forgiving of what has happened next year.
I think it's better to look up for something positive, not expect something necessarily negative.
Yeah, it could be that I change, I could be even more forgiving than I already am.
Yeah.
I'm letting go of anything else that might be holding me back, or people that might be holding me back. It's not a negative, the endings, it's actually a positive.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, whenever you were going through your situation with your husband, you thought you were leaving that and it was devastating, but at the same time, it was something positive that came for you, because I'm sure you learned a lot about yourself. And
wow. Do you know, I look back and I think, wow, like how did I survive it?
Yeah.
How am I still sane?
Yeah.
There was the times, not now, there were times when I felt a little bit sad, like if only that was fixed, we could have had it so good. But you can't fix someone else. I was trying to fix someone else.
Yeah. That doesn't work. You can't fix anybody.
I was trying to fix someone at the expense of myself.
Yeah.
If they're not prepared to get help, then I knew it just wasn't going to work long term.
Yeah.
So actually, if I look, and I try to look on the positive as much as possible. And this is where I get a little bit, I don't know about you, I can get a bit impatient with others when I feel they've been so ungrateful about the opportunities they have or the things they do have. And I'm thinking, you've got something so great in front of you and you just want to throw it away, or you just want to, maybe that's the old soul in us, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I can relate. Yeah.
That's where we can't interfere in people's free will.
Exactly. And that's part of being patient.
Yeah, and it's like sitting back and and like it'll always come to pass, but you just got to sit back and like let people get on with it.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're gonna go ahead and end this. I'm scared that the internet is gonna freak out again, which I think is good. But I know here, what time is it over there in the UK?
It's 22:02. So yeah, we've been going, because we started earlier than so we've been going quite well.
Yeah. It's 7.
I think we started just after midnight, wasn't it? Or a bit.
Yep. Yeah, it was midnight your time. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Trisha, for coming in here. It means so much to me.
No, you're welcome. Glad to support you, and I'm glad you got out there, because I know what it's like. 3 years ago, you would not have got me on camera. There's no
Yeah,
way.
no, this is, yeah, I'm still getting used to it, the camera situation. I have to be 100% comfortable. And I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I think the technical support issues has been frustrating, but I guess it's just a learning curve. And Heidi was very supportive too. She said that she went through that, and you know, everybody goes through this. We all learn.
Yeah, and I had to ring up Zoom myself and say, like, why I've got webinar facility, why can't I get? And it was because a simple thing, I hadn't created a webinar first. It was just very simple.
Yeah.
But what I want to say to you just before we end is what I've learned over the years. Each thing I've been doing has been a step to bigger things to come. Like I've done radio, I've done this and that. So for you, I feel this is like a practice for bigger things. Excuse me, a practice for bigger things to come.
Oh, thank you, Trisha.
Yeah,
I hope so.
That's just come to my mind because it's like this is a practice. This is good practice for what's to come. Yeah. Because if you hadn't have done this, you wouldn't have the confidence. And it's happened to me. You know, if I hadn't done the radio and be able to, it gave me the confidence. It was the stepping stone, and this will be the same for you. If you keep going, that will lead to bigger things, and then you'll think, well, I'm glad I started the way I did because now I've got the confidence to do these bigger things.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I hope so. I don't like to give up, and when I do something, I give it all, 100%, not half-ass. I'm not a half-ass person. I either do it all the way or don't. So once I commit, I'm there.
And I guess in West, are you Aries in Vedic as well?
No. I'm a Leo. I'm a Leo. Leo ascendant.
Right. So am I.
Like you, yeah. And a Gemini moon. And
so
a Pisces sun.
Oh, Pisces sun. Okay. Yeah, I'm still.
But in Western, I'm a Virgo rising. I hate.
So am I. Well, yeah, we would be, wouldn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course we would be. Yeah.
I hate the Virgo in my Western chart.
Yeah, of course we'll be the same because we're both Leo rising.
Yeah.
In Vedic. Yeah. So we've probably got quite some similarities there. That's probably why we click.
Yeah. And Cancer moon and Aries sun. Do you have any Aries?
No, I virtually have no fire in my chart. Apart from in Vedic,
yes, Leo?
I've got the Leo ascendant in Vedic. But apart from that, and in Western astrology, I've got virtually no fire in my chart. So I attract fire signs.
Wow.
Leo, my ex-husband's my ex-husband's Sagittarius, my son's a Sagittarius.
Oh wow.
People I don't know if it's me or them, the attraction or both, have virtually all been fire signs. Or Gemini, or usually Gemini or fire signs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
I do like Leos. I think out of all the star signs, fire signs, I think Leo, and I perhaps know why now, I find them the easiest to get on with. No disrespect, you've been Aries in Western, but I find Aries energy because my mother's got a lot of Aries.
I don't like Aries. I never actually, because all my life I thought I was an Aries, you know? That's all I knew, Aries. But I never really identify with Aries at all. Like,
you don't come across as Aries.
Yeah.
But I don't know you well, but you don't seem like Aries.
Yeah, it never made any sense. So when Heidi said that I was a Leo, it made more sense. A Leo than an Aries for sure.
Yeah.
But anyways.
So yeah, we've got some similarities. So thank you very much for having me.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully I can have you some other time.
Yeah, just reach out, and if I'm free, then I'd love to come on and we can talk about things. And
yes, thank you so much. I'm gonna end the meeting, but I think you will stay on.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thanks everyone for being here. I appreciate it, and it means the world to me having people that are very supportive and that are here with me doing this in this journey. So thank you everyone, and good night. Bye.